Yeah, we're on. Heck yeah, live. Take a swig. What are you drinking
Ooh,
there? Show the
I'm drinking.
camera.
I'm drinking a Lagunitas hop. It's a hoppy refresher. It's zero alcohol. It's an NA. I've been off the booze
Me
all
too.
of January, and
Same.
you feel good. You feel less bloat.
I do. I feel I'm losing weight, and I've been drinking Beck's non-alcoholic.
Do you like it?
It's not. I mean, two non-alcoholics is fine. Like if you're at if somebody comes over and like let's have some beers, you just have a couple. You're like, hey, I'm just hanging out like everybody. I'm a regular old guy just drinking a beer. But then after two, you're like, this. What am I doing? This sucks.
Well, this is like a nice little. It's like a hops flavored soda.
Yeah, it's clear.
And I'll be honest with you, I was at the Albany Funny Bone, and I
Uh
was
huh.
off the booze. I was there with Brooks Whelan, and they were like, "Oh, you're off the booze? Well, we just got these in," and they introduced me to them. And I'll be honest with you, I know you said people come over, have a couple beers, you have two, and then you're like, "What are you doing?"
Hmm.
I sucked down 7 of these last night by myself, so that's even more sad.
You just.
But there's 0 calories. Look at
Oh,
that.
okay. Well, then
I
seven's
you
fine.
can't see, but there's 0 cal, so I love them.
Yeah. Don't worry about the seven then. Yeah, you're just drinking beer flavored soda,
That's exactly what it is. It's earthy.
Yeah, it's an earthy soda. Yeah, it's like Coke that's not sweet.
It's a salt of the earth type beverage, which is coincidentally enough, we've got a couple salt of the earth type coordinators that we're gonna
Yep.
talk about
I
today.
say we get into them. Let's
You
hear
want to
you.
start with one in particular?
I got you. Let's whoever you like.
All right. Well, I have Anthony Lynn pulled up.
Let's do Anthony Lynn. Let's hear
All
about him.
right.
He's the man. He's the reason Stafford left. Let's hear about it.
Well, on that note, they said if we would have kept Bevel,
I know.
Stafford would have stayed. But I saw a report today that said that's not true. Stafford never gave any caveat that he would stay. That was
Oh,
from
really?
a
That's
couple Detroit beat writers. Yeah,
okay. So, well, then why they were saying that if Bevel?
because it's a slow news day. Apparently, we announced an assistant GM, a special personnel director, and John Dorsey, and then I think his name's Ray Agnew. We pick up Deuce Staley, Anthony Lynn's news. That's all news over this weekend. But then Monday's a little slow, so they try and start some gossip, and I don't like it.
I don't like it either. They threw gossip in their Stafford said he would have stayed if Sheila sold the team. Like, get out of here. You don't know what the heck's going on. Sure, Stafford loved Bev. Does that mean Stafford's going to the Jags? Probably. I don't see why not. 100%.
Well,
They're going to trade
if
the first
Stafford
overall for
if
Stafford.
Stafford goes to the Jags, man, we are as good as suiting up number 16, Trevor Lawrence.
Oh boy, that'd be
Could you
nice.
imagine? Could you
I was,
imagine?
jeez Louise.
But
That
realistically, he's not going to be our quarterback.
Hey, if we do a wild trade up scenario, who knows if we could have a hot pot episode about Trevor Lawrence.
I would like it. I would love it. And it could happen because if Matthew Stafford is the equivalent of a gunslinger to a quarterback, Brad Holmes and John Dorsey are the gunslingers of the front office. They have shown that they are willing to make some trades, and I am very curious to see how they put this team together. Every season, every offseason as a Lions fan, we get excited. We get
Hmm.
hopeful. We start throwing around records like, I don't know, 10-6.
Oh, I love
And
it. 10-6.
but this I honestly I cannot remember the last time that I have been this excited about the Lions offseason. And the NFL season's not even over yet. They have made some
Yeah,
very good hires.
they've been making great hires to be honest. And they're doing it's a rebuild, and they are going full rebuild, but they're doing it like a dang good one. To be honest, it's weird. It feels strange, and I'm still
Yeah.
just like, what? Are all these? What? Does somebody have dirt on these guys? Why are they here?
Feels like Detroit is making Birmingham decisions. You know what I mean? Like that's where all
Hmm.
the business minds are. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, they're doing yeah, they got little Birmingham, little Royal Oak, and
Yeah.
then our head coach is Detroit, you know, rough and crazy.
Yeah, you know what they're gonna hate because of all these savvy moves that we're making in the offseason. The city of Detroit is going to hate the team because they're gonna feel like we're gentrifying the team. Like, this is not who we are. They've gotten away from that blue collar mentality. They're making all these white collar hires. It doesn't make sense at all.
We're supposed to be bad.
Yeah. Can you imagine the fan base if we just didn't adjust to maybe being good? They're like, nah, this feels weird winning. Let's go back to.
This doesn't feel right. Get them out of there. We're a 6-10 team. Damn it.
And that's a good year.
Yeah, that's our identity. This feels like fraud.
Well, we did make some incredible hires, and we are going to start with Anthony Lynn, the current offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, though he has not signed a contract yet. That is expected to come on Wednesday. And the former head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. In episodes past, maybe when we talked about Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell's staff, you were not sold on Anthony Lynn, but by the time we get done discussing this man, I think you will be.
Yeah, you got some fiery stats.
I got some numbers for you. I got things to calm all your concerns that you've ever put forward.
Okay, he's conservative. You know he's a conservative caller. We'll see.
But hey,
I think he is. Unless you have to prove me wrong.
I'm going to prove you wrong. But first, let's get to know the man. Okay.
All right, let's get to know this Anthony Lynn. He smokes a cigar. I like that.
Yeah, he's a boss. He's a boss. And according to everything I've read on him, his players agree. He was an undrafted free agent at running back due to a knee injury sustained in his senior season at Texas Tech. However, before that, he was an all-conference running back. He played with the Giants, the Broncos, and the Niners, and as a player, won 2 Super Bowls with the Broncos in 97 and 98. He's been part of winning an organization. He's seen those types of cultures. However, in his 6-year career as a player, he started one game and had 28 rushes for 177 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 receptions for 35 yards, and 0 touchdowns. Wasn't exactly the best player.
All right, so we're not going to put him in there, huh? We're not putting him behind the quarterback.
But here's the thing that's so exciting about him. He had a lot of interest from other teams this year to come in and be their offensive coordinator, including Seattle. But it is on record that he wanted to come to Detroit because he wanted to work with not only Dan Campbell, but also Aaron Glenn. They all were in Dallas in 2005 together. Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell as players, and Anthony Lynn was there as the running backs coach.
So there is a reunion. The boys are back together.
The boys are back together, and where we are coming from, a Bill Belichick the front office and coaching staff. We were the Midwestern Patriots. I like to call us the Midwestern Minutemen.
That's fun. Yeah.
Bill Belichick.
You'll score on us in a minute.
We're pretty easy. Bill Belichick was the guy that we tried to emulate. Well, you know who we're emulating now? The guy he learned from, Bill Parcells. We're like, Bill Belichick wasn't enough. We need to go to his mentor, Bill Parcells.
We're going to
all three of those guys, Aaron Glenn, Dan Campbell, and Anthony Lynn, credit their coaching philosophies to what they learned in their time with Bill Parcells.
Yeah, they're all Parcells guys. That's great.
They're all player coaches that are super duper tough on their players, but respected for it. And the added element of them all being players before, I think, is Deuce Staley included as the running backs coach and the assistant head coach now included. I think it's going to pay dividends. Just like you're playing with your peers, you're coaching your peers. I think I'm excited about it.
I've always said, I was like, we're a players team. We're a players coach team. We're blue collar. We're not fancy East Coast schematics. We're a bunch of factory loving, car building, kneecap biting, weirdos out here, and we need to emulate that.
And that is where Anthony Lynn's offensive mindset comes into play. You're not going to like what I say here, but when it's all said and done, you are going to be on board with this. Now, his offensive mindset is exactly what Dan Campbell said he wanted in his introductory press conference. Ball control with shots downfield after the run is established. Obviously, it's going to be a run-heavy game, control the clock. All right?
Right. We're going run. Jeez, I mean, I'm nervous because we haven't been able to have a run game since I think I've literally watched the Lions seriously.
This
I've never seen one.
These hires of Dan Campbell, Anthony Lynn, and Deuce Staley, buddy,
Mm-hmm.
unless they're complete failures, we are going to have a running game. Wait till you hear some of the statistics that the running backs coached under Anthony Lynn and Deuce Staley have put up, and where those teams have ranked in rushing under their guidance. It's
Okay.
insane. But a little bit more about Anthony Lynn before we get into that. Lynn got the job in Los Angeles, then San Diego. Because he was very successful in Buffalo as an interim head coach and a position coach and a coordinator. Also very successful with the Jets as a position coach. But the Chargers went out and picked the same type of guy Sheila Ford wanted this year. They wanted a guy who lead, and he is credited with turning around the culture in the Chargers locker room. He's so much of a player's coach, in fact, that the players couldn't believe that he was fired. They were campaigning for him to stay, which is
Were they mad he was fired?
They were not happy. They loved this
Really?
guy. They were buying in to what he was selling, and that's because they said, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just want to see, what was the Chargers record
This year?
Yeah.
7-9. Overall, Anthony Lynn as a head coach went, I can tell you, he went 33-32.
All right. Well, 50.
And he went 1-1 in the postseason. Now, he did go 33-32 as the Chargers head coach, but listen to this. Injuries in 2019 and 2020 were very prevalent, particularly on the defensive side of the ball in 2019, as well as, there were some injuries in 2020.
Right.
In 2019 and 2020, they were 12-20. Okay, they lost a lot of games. They were 7-9, and I believe they were 5-12 in 2019. However, in his first two seasons, 2017 and 2018, arguably one of the more healthier teams. 2017, they started 0-4. He turned that team around. They went 6-3. He got them into the playoffs, finishing 9-7. And the next year, 2018, they were 12-4. He finished 21-11. Yeah.
I love it. 12. I mean, a 12-4 to me is unheard of.
You won't even say it. The highest you'll go is 10-6.
Yeah, 10-6 is the only thing possible. 12-4 is impossible to me.
You have 10 fingers. You can't go over that as a Lions fan.
Yeah, I don't like 12-4. I'm a 10-6 man, but I mean, if this guy's a miracle worker, I'm listening.
Well, the reason that people love him so much is because, as we said, he is a player's coach. He listened to the players, but they say he was never buddy-buddy. He would always accept feedback on how the team was playing, but ultimately the final call was his.
Okay.
They bought into it. They said he demands the best of you, but he is always on your side. He built a culture of inclusion where the players were heard underneath him, as stated before. And one of his main philosophies was, hey, I'm the head coach, but this is y'all's team.
Oh, y'all's. He's a y'all man. All right.
And that is in writing. That is a direct quote. Y'all's team. You got to love that, right?
This is y'all's team. Yeah, I do love that. And I watched him on Hard Knocks as well.
I did not watch that.
You didn't watch him on Hard Knocks?
Tell me a little bit about that.
Smokes a cigar, big old, like a big fat, one, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like an alpha male cigar.
Yeah, big old giant cigar, sunglasses, and he loves to grill. And
all three at once: sunglasses, cigar, and grilling.
He had a cigar, and he loves to grill. And I was like, this is a cool guy. And you see,
was it at the practice field?
No, it was at his home. He had a nice grill. Yeah.
I bet he did.
Yeah, COVID. He's like, I've just been grilling. He's been grilling a lot. So I grill. He grills.
Relatability.
That's relatability. I like a coach I can relate.
I would love it if every week Anthony Lynn just threw out a quick YouTube video in Detroit Lions gear, just like a grill recipe. He goes, so today we're going to be doing our pork chops, and a lot of people don't know you got to use brown sugar.
That'd be nice. Maybe he grills for the team. Who knows?
I would love it.
Head coach anymore. He's got a little spare time. He's just on the offensive side of the ball. When they're working the D, throw a brat on the grill. Anyways, he seemed like a very cool, calm, and just
collected.
He seemed like a very 80s alpha guy. He had an 80s vibe to him for some reason. It might have been the shades, but I don't know what it was.
Were they
He was like a
aviators?
predator. Yeah, I think they were like bigger sunglasses. He just had that predator vibe, like dun 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 dun. Like he could have been done with the grill and like, all right, and hop on a chopper, and get killed by an alien.
You think
Still,
Carl Weathers just beat him out for that role?
he may. If they remade it, I can see him in that role. He got a strong beard, good draw, smoking big cigars.
Well, he
Ah,
is cool, calm, and collected. But when he was fired by Dean Spanos on the Chargers earlier this season, I guess it was the beginning of their offseason, he said that Anthony Lynn was regarded as a great leader, a great motivator, and a coach who relates to his players on a human level. He said, as a human being, I'm not sure there is a more respected person in the NFL.
wow, that's nice.
Leader of men.
Jeez, we got so many. Do you ever worry we'll have too many leaders of men on the team? Who do they follow?
Well, they follow Dan Campbell, you hope, but none of them seem to be like alpha.
Right, we have a lot of a pack of leaders. Who's leading the leaders?
Well, you hope Dan Campbell.
I hope.
Because Anthony Lynn only has to worry about the offense, and Aaron Glenn will only have to worry about the defense. Dan Campbell gets to worry about the team. I think X's and O's. We're going to get that all situated on both sides of the ball. And then Dan Campbell's going around getting to know his players,
That's
the way a
right.
head coach should.
And Sheila Ford's going to walk around nut tapping them just to show them all who's boss.
Listen, if her experience on the tennis court is any indicator, she knows how to smack a ball around.
That's right. Good work, all you giant alpha guys I hired. Smacks them all a little bit, and they're like, "Thanks, Sheila." They have to say thanks. She's the alpha female.
She is the alpha. And you know what? I people are giving me a lot of crap because I keep saying this. You gotta give Sheila Ford Hamps a lot of credit. She is doing things way different than her parents have done.
Yeah, it feels like we have ownership that cares.
Yeah.
Like instead of ownership that is just like, well, they'll do it. No, it's my friend. My friend can pull it off.
Like Sheila Ford Hamp, based on how she is handling the Detroit Lions, she is the exact opposite of what I believe Donald Trump Jr. or Ivanka Trump would be.
Oh yeah. Oh, like a rich kid that wants to be nice to people.
Doesn't want to roll up the sleeves and do the dirty work.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
Now, this is something I thought was very cool. Derwin James, I mean, awesome safety, arguably one of the best in the league when he's healthy. One season he had to have season-ending surgery. This is the type of guy Anthony Lynn is. Right when he got home from the hospital, Anthony Lynn was just waiting there at his house, like, "Hey man, how you doing? What can I do?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
it's not
nice.
just superstar players. He also did it with Rayshawn Jenkins, who was a reserve safety at the time. He was dealing with some off the field issues, got into a lot of trouble. Said he didn't want to get into specifics based on what I read, but as soon as that happened, Anthony Lynn called him into his office once a week, and for an hour or so, they would just talk about life outside of football. And because of that connection, Rayshawn Jenkins went from being a reserve player to a very, very solid contributing starting safety.
Okay. So we're not only getting a great players coach, we're getting a great therapist.
Yes, absolutely. We are a guy that is just willing to be there and listen, understands that these are not just players, they're men.
That's right. He's like, hey, I love the way you're blocking. Tell me a little bit about your father.
No, yeah. Why are you so angry when you're getting up on that defensive tackle?
Yeah. I love that you're playing with anger, but where's it coming from?
Oh, I love that very much. Go ahead.
This guy's a leader of men. Yeah. He'll turn you into a man, and he'll figure out what kind of man you can be. I like it. Yeah, this is a good hire.
For those of you with daddy issues, he's going to help you ease them.
Yeah.
Here,
just like,
son,
hey,
why don't you come over here? I'm just going to be flipping some burgers. Why don't you tell me what's going on at home?
Yeah, let's talk about this. Hey, when you're opening these lanes, just picture that your mom's down there, and she's her arms are open and she's not drunk this time and she wants to hug you. Run
Hey,
to that
listen,
hug.
listen, when you are sealing that end to get your running back to the outside, I want you to think your dad came home loaded off of another bottle, but this time you're big enough to stand up for your brothers and sisters.
Now get out
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, good. Little therapy team. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, hard nosed.
You know what? We called him Coach Bev while he was here. Our new offensive coordinator. He's gonna go by Dr. Tony.
Dr. Tony. Yeah, he busts off a 60-yard run, then he got to run back to the sidelines, lay on the couch, and talk about it.
He gets into the end zone. The linemen run into the end zone after the running back put in, and they go to that camera, and you just see the lineman mouth it, just what the doctor ordered.
Oh, I like that a lot.
We don't have an offensive scheme. We have an offensive prescription.
Yeah, here comes some Wellbutrin, bitch.
Well, now listen, we do have an offensive coordinator here, but Stafford's on his way out.
I know.
We are likely going to end up getting a rookie quarterback at the 7th pick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where Justin Herbert was drafted?
Herbert was, I think it was
6th,
fifth,
right?
right?
I think Tua was 5th.
Was Tua 5th?
And I think Herbert was 6th.
Okay, yeah.
Well, regardless, we are 7th. Justin Herbert was drafted 6th overall. I'm trying to find out to be sure, and I should know this, and I'm upset that I don't. I'm mad at myself.
I think it was because we got Okuda, and then there was I think a tackle after.
Round 1, pick 6.
Yep, and then it was Tua, and then I think Herbert.
Well, let's consider what Anthony Lynn did with Justin Herbert.
Oh yeah.
All credit due to Pep Hamilton, their quarterbacks coach. Okay.
Right. Yeah, he did a good job. And boy, oh boy, do you think? Side question. You think we're getting Tyrod Taylor now because of this?
I do think Tyrod Taylor will end up being here. He played really well for Anthony Lynn in Buffalo, and he seems to be the type of character guy that Anthony Lynn and Dan Campbell will love.
He's fun to watch too.
Yeah. As soon as he left, I mean, I have some stats on Tyrod Taylor from his time in Buffalo.
Okay.
If we get a Trey Lance or a Zach, I mean, a guy that can move, Tyrod Taylor wouldn't be a bad option.
No, not at all. Anyway, what do you say before I sidetracked you?
So let's consider what Anthony Lynn did with Justin Herbert, the number 6 pick. Herbert broke rookie records for yards, touchdowns, and completions. He was 6th in the league for passing, and he was 6th in the league for passing with 4,336 yards, and he missed a game because he wasn't starting week 1.
Yeah. They waited a second. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Better than Stafford.
Yeah. And now we have a guy out there. Okay, so we've got Anthony Lynn, maybe, hopefully, tutoring a young rookie quarterback the way he did with Herbert. I mean, if this is the case, I don't know. Pep Hamilton is out there interviewing for offensive coordinator positions. I think he should come into the Lions because he could do wonders for it. But you also have Brad Holmes, who's heralded as a great draft evaluator of college talent. And you have John Dorsey in the front office now, who is responsible for drafting Aaron Rodgers, Baker Mayfield, and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, this brain trust in the front office, we should be able to get a quarterback that checks all the box.
Yeah, we should find the right quarterback. Even if they are willing to, as people suggested, trade to the number 1 spot. Just give everything up and just who knows? But
who knows what's going to happen?
Good thing Holmes can pick good guys in the 5th and the 6th, because that's all we're going to have for the next 3 years.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough if that were the case. Now, not only did he do wonderful things with Justin Herbert, Lynn was responsible for making Austin Eckler one of the most productive dual threat backs in the league. He also did that with LaShawn McCoy in Buffalo. And if you can remember all the way back to when he was in Jacksonville or Cleveland, Jamal Lewis and Fred Taylor were not only pounding it between the tackles, they were catching balls out of the backfield. That makes
Fred Taylor?
He had Fred Taylor, who was under him 1 year. He was 10th in the league in rushing. Not to mention Dan Campbell, almost his entire career there, had Alvin Kamara, the most versatile of running backs. Expectations are going to be real high for DeAndre Swift and arguably Kerryon Johnson, but you have to imagine that them as players are very excited that they've got Dan Campbell, a run first type of guy mentality, and then Anthony Lynn and Deuce Staley, both former running backs, run first. They got to be jacked, man.
And I mean, it does make sense because I mean, we got rid of our, gunslinger quarterback. We are going to have to run now. If we're going to have a rookie, you have to take it easy on him, and we need to run. So, and luckily, we have the backs essentially. Swift is great, and the O-line, I mean, the right side needs a little help, but it's not bad.
No, I agree with you. I'm excited to see. I think next year you kind of see a little bit of a TJ Hawkinson type breakout from DeAndre Swift, and the following year he's just lights out.
Oh, baby.
You hope.
This may be good.
Now let's get into why you're gonna like Anthony Lynn. Okay.
Why am I gonna like him?
2003, 2004, he was the running backs coach in Jacksonville, where he had Fred Taylor. 2003, Fred Taylor was 6th in the league in yards with 1572. The team was 8th overall. 2004, Fred Taylor was 10th, and the team was 16th. Top 10 running backs both years, his first year as a running backs coach.
That's good.
He then went to Dallas in 2005 and 2006, where his leading rusher was Julius Jones, who in 2005 had 993 yards, just off of 1,000. And then in 2006, Julius Jones had 1,084.
1,000-yard rushers, huh?
Not to mention Marion Barber was there with around 500 yards. So
I remember Marion Barber.
Yeah, that bruiser, man. Yeah, just really lowering his shoulder. So
I would like a bruiser.
Then you got in Cleveland, 2007 and 2008, Jamal Lewis was 5th in the league with 1,304 yards. The team finished 10th in rushing. 2008, Jamal Lewis fell a little bit, 16th in the league, but he still had over 1,000 yards. Incredible.
So he's good at making. He just schemes good running.
He just schemes good running backs, and he gets the most out of them. Then he gets to the New York Jets, which was his longest tenured position. 2009 to 2014, he was the assistant head coach there in 2013 and 2014. In 2009, Thomas Jones was 3rd in the league with 1,402 yards. The team was 1st in the league. 2010, LaDainian Tomlins was 19th in the league with 914 yards, and Sean Green was 26th with 766 yards. That year, the team finished 4th. Neither of them hit 1,000, but the team was 4th in the league in rushing yards.
And he did it, with Sean Green.
Listen to this. 2013, the team was 6th in yards with Chris Ivory and Bilal Powell.
Well, I mean, who?
I mean, that's impressive, right? And
that's very good.
The next year, 2014, the team was 3rd in yards with Chris Ivory and Chris Johnson on a decline.
Wow.
Okay, that's impressive.
That's pretty good.
Buffalo, 2015 to 2016. 2015, he was the running backs coach. Team was 1st in the league with 2,432 yards. LaShawn McCoy was 12th in the league with 895 yards, and he missed 4 games.
Wow.
2016 gets the bump up to offensive coordinator. Now we're going to start taking a look at what they've done passing and rushing. Okay.
Let's hear what they did with the passing game. I like passing.
Their offense in 2016 was 16th in the league, 5,666 yards. Fine. Their team, though, was 1st in rushing with 2,630 yards. LaShawn McCoy had 1,267 yards. He was 6th in the league, missing 1 game. Now, this is what's interesting. Tyrod Taylor that year was 25th in passing and 29th in rushing, that's including running backs.
Oh, so
he was a top 30 rusher that year.
So we are definitely getting a mobile quarterback.
Oh, yeah. He gets to LA, okay? 2017, their offense overall was 4th in the league. Melvin Gordon was 7th in the league with 1,105 yards. Phillip Rivers was 2nd in the league with 4,515 yards, and Keenan Allen was 3rd in the league with 1,393 yards.
Wow.
We move on. The following year's 2018, the overall offense was 11th. In
That's
2019, their overall offense was 10th. And this past year,
climbs.
the
Yeah.
Chargers' overall offense was 9th. Now, they didn't have the best rushing record, but that's because a lot of their running backs got hurt. I mean, they were looking anywhere and everywhere they could to get a running back. That said, Justin Herbert was 6th in the league with
Okay.
4,336 yards. And Keenan Allen missed all or most of 4 games due to injury and still had 992 yards receiving. I don't know what the numbers are as far as the big plays to guys like Mike Williams and Guyton are, but when he says he wants to establish the run or get the ball to running backs out of the backfield, it is so he can take shots downfield.
And he does that. And
Yeah.
it sounds like even if he has a hurt stable of running backs, he still can get a good passing game going. I mean,
well,
6.
That's what's interesting too, is because when you look at it, in Dallas, he did it with Julius Jones and Marion Barber. In New York, he did it with LaDainian Tomlinson and Sean Green or Chris Ivory and a second running back. Like, he always did it with a stable of running backs, and that is something that Deuce Staley is known for. Deuce Staley, in 2013, he was the running backs coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. They were first in rushing that year with LaShawn McCoy, which is another guy that could end up on our team this year because Deuce Staley and Anthony Lynn both have ties to LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy could end up here in an Adrian Peterson type role.
Okay.
More of a passing version.
Right. And it sounds like they do 2 running backs.
Yes.
He's a 2 running back. We got Swift and Carryon is it seems like he's out.
2017, the Philadelphia Eagles were 3rd in the league with a full-on committee approach. LeGarrette Blount was their leading rusher with 766 yards, but that year they also got very substantial contributions from Jay Ajayi, Corey Clement, and Wendell Baldwin. They get the best out of their backs.
Interesting. Yeah, how come their committee works, but our committee didn't at all?
It has something to do with coaching, I imagine.
Yeah.
And then just last year,
some magic.
Miles Sanders, they were 9th in the league in 2020. And Miles Sanders was 15th in the league with 867 games, having missed 4 games. He was a top 15 back, not playing 4 games.
Wow. So
we're gonna run the ball down the throat, but we are gonna open it up over the top because of it.
Yeah, okay. Swift is gonna get his legs going.
You were skeptical.
I was.
When we initially talked about Anthony Lynn. How do you feel now?
I mean, these are good results. You know, these are all great running back duos I remember over years. I mean, except for the Ivory and Powell, but the fact that he even got them up there.
Yeah.
But he's responsible for a lot. I remember these guys. I remember having Sean Green on my fantasy.
I forgot about Sean Green completely until I was doing this research, and I was like, oh my God, yeah. He was that diamond in the rough.
Yeah, he popped out of nowhere, and then he disappeared again. So it seems like he he schemes running games, which I've always been like, I don't know, what do they just push hard and run, and we can't push hard enough? I guess you can scheme it.
I imagine. Well, think about this too.
Apparently, you can scheme the damn thing.
And think about a running back, like a good running scheme with a good running back. LaShawn McCoy was the leading rusher for years. Thomas Jones was 3rd overall in the league.
Yeah. So do you think we're going to draft a running back then, or what do you think?
I do. I do have my thoughts. I could see us going out and getting some sort of bruising running back if we don't bring in maybe a Kalen Ballage type. But I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Sermon out of Ohio State in a mid-round, or a Najee Harris if he falls.
Okay. Maybe, yeah, because we don't have a bruiser. Swift isn't necessarily... I mean, he runs hard, but I wouldn't put him in the bruiser category.
And Kerryon Johnson, with his injury history, has certainly not earned any right to be believed to be some sort of guy that can just pound it.
Yeah. We'll see if he even makes the team.
maybe Adrian Peterson comes back. I don't know, but we do need a stuffer.
Yeah, we definitely need a stuffer, and maybe the Ohio State does come out. The Ohio State running back does come on because we pick up Justin Fields
Could be.
because we want
Could
a
be.
quarterback that runs, and they mentioned trading up to get their guy, and for some reason I think it's Justin Fields.
I will tell you what, man. As far as the quarterback replacements go, if we're going the rookie route, Trevor Lawrence, obviously, how can you not have him at your number one spot? But unrealistically, he won't. I mean, it's not realistic that he'll be in Detroit. My rankings for the running backs, I think I want Trey Lance, then Zach Wilson, then Mac Jones, then Justin Fields.
Oh.
But even that said, I mean, you got to consider what we're going to get for Stafford. We need to draft. I mean, a lot of people are like, well, we're going to take a quarterback and then we're going to take Jamar Chase or we're going to take Devontae Smith. We got to take a defender.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we need defense like crazy.
Well, before we dive into defense, what do you think of the Anthony Lynn hire? 5-star scale. What do you think?
5-star on the Anthony Lynn hire. Those were good. I mean, he gets stuff out of running backs.
Mm-hmm.
I think of just being a Detroit fan. I am just like, every time they're like, we're going to establish the run, it has never happened.
Yeah.
I think every single coach that we brought has talked about the run.
Yep.
Every single time, and it has never happened. I haven't seen a run. The last good run game I saw was when we had Reggie Bush,
Yeah.
and that was okay.
Well, to this coach's credit, no one's coming in and talking about the run. They're just talking about philosophy. They're not saying we're going to be committed to the run. We're committed to ball control, but they're not saying run. So it'll be interesting.
It will be interesting, and it seems like he gets stuff out of. I mean, over these years, he's gotten some good. He's got a good pedigree.
I'm excited about
it. And Herbert did turn out very well. Take it. I'm nervous. I want to say a nervous 3.75.
Oh my gosh! You really undercut what I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going to go at least a 4.5.
I was like, I'm going to say 4, but I scared myself back. I got nervous because every time I hear we're going to get a run game, we're going to have ball control run game. Like, I feel like I've heard this before, and I'm scared to hear it.
Well, I personally am I'm 5-star higher in Anthony Lynn, leader of men,
yeah,
culture fit, and can do what he was. I mean, it's not that he was even a failure as a head coach. He had a winning record. He won in the playoffs, which is more than we've done in 30 years. And yeah, I'm giving him a 5.
You're a 5? Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I think to me, I'm just like, these past 10 years has always been like, we just need to throw the ball. Just that's the only 2 ways we've ever found success was throwing it. And then so like now they're like, we're gonna run. I'm like, okay, this isn't what I've been told for 10 years. I'm conditioned to believe that's not a successful way to do things here.
We do have to run the ball though, because we only have one receiver.
Right. Yeah. We have to. We have to now, but I've just never seen it. So we'll see.
I hope it changes. Now let's dive into our defensive coordinator, a gentleman by the name of Aaron Glenn, who I am very excited about. I'm giving this another. I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, another 5-star. I think these coordinator hires.
Aaron Glenn, yeah. Aaron Glenn is that's a high.
When we signed Dan Campbell, we both said it's very important what his staff is going to be.
Yeah.
And he has hit it out of the park, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. He brought in one guy. Yeah, our offensive coordinator. I think he's capable of biting a kneecap off.
Yeah.
And I think our defensive coordinator can also bite.
He can chew on a stogie like that. He can definitely take a kneecap.
He can take it as long as the other guy. We should just rate everything at how many kneecaps can they bite off. I think he can bite off a kneecap and a half.
Anthony Lynn is so ready to bite off kneecaps that he's so aroused by the idea of biting off kneecaps that he's got a cigar ready to go for after. That's how satisfying it's going to be for him.
Yeah, he wants to put a kneecap on a grill. I love it. Grill a kneecap.
Well, Aaron Glenn, we said Anthony Lynn was a player. Aaron Glenn was a much better player than Anthony Lynn. He was drafted number 2. He was good. He was drafted number 12 overall by the Jets and played from the 94 season through the 2008 season. Fun little fact, Brad Holmes skipped school the day of the 94 draft and watched it from a McDonald's. He watched Aaron Glenn get drafted by skipping school. And I just think that's a fun little fact. I just think that's a fun little tidbit that I want to share with everybody.
Where did you find that?
I listened to Brad Holmes saying how much he loved the draft and like putting together a team. And he said, my senior year, I skipped school in 1994. And I knew that was the year that Aaron Glenn got drafted.
I ordered 2 McDoubles. I got myself a small fry, strawberry shake.
And I just watched the draft. Aaron Glenn made the Pro Bowl 3 times, once with the New York Jets and once with the Texans. He was a 3-time All-Pro, and I think this is more impressive because he was a corner. He's only 5'9". That's as tall as me. That's a small corner.
You're only 5'9"?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to get you some lifts.
Nah, I wear it bigger. He met Dan Campbell, as I said, and Anthony Lynn while they were all in Dallas in 2005. All 3 of them, again, credit their coaching roots to their time with Parcells. Now, as I mentioned with Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, too, won the Ed Block Courage Award. Remember that Walter Payton type award that is voted on by the players for leaders in the locker room, leaders of men. Leaders of men, Jeffrey.
I know. I love it. I'm always like, hey, was he a recipient of the Ed Block Courage Award? That's my first question. And
well, we got 2, baby. We got 2
guys with their Courage Award.
One other interesting little tidbit. Aaron Glenn, once the 2nd highest paid corner in the league. And you're like, oh, 2nd highest paid corner. Who cares? You know who was first? Deion Sanders. No one was touching him back then. So he was arguably the best corner in the league. He is one of the Jets greats. He was a 2-time All-American at Texas A&M. He's their all-time leader in passes defended in a season punt return average, and season return yards in a game. And as will come up later, he did run a 4.39 40. Just so
how was his music sales? Deion Sanders had a couple tunes.
Well, I don't think honestly, I know this. Aaron Glenn wasn't so much into music when he got out of football. Before he got into coaching, he did own a number of fried chicken restaurants in the Texas area. He sold them when he got into coaching.
So he's an entrepreneur. Okay.
That's good. And you're going to love this next part. Before he got into coaching, he was a general manager. He was the GM of the Houston Stallions of the Texas Lone Star Football League, an indoor league. So
arena football?
No, not arena football, indoor football. He was those middle-aged men that go and play flag football every week?
Oh, yeah. This is what this was?
It's that, but with pads. It's like less than minor. It's like beer league hockey, but with the pads. Oh, and they had a general manager on the team. I don't know if they made money. Yeah, he was the GM.
I mean, did he put together a good season? I hope so.
There's not too much on it. There's not too much information on the success of the Houston Stallions.
Yeah, he turned John Riveter as he threw for 1,600 yards one season.
Yeah, no one's keeping the stats.
Yeah. He's currently a orthodontist.
The only stats they keep on the indoor league is, well, did you see how many beers John crushed after the game? And I mean, he crushed those cans on his head.
Yeah. You got Rick, who was also a used car salesman, to rush for almost 800 yards.
So he did that for a minute, and then he called Bill Parcells, and he goes, "Coach, I want to be a coach. Can you help me?" Bill Parcells goes, "Yeah, I'll help you, but you're starting as a scout." And then Aaron Glenn said, "But I don't want to be a scout." And Parcells said, "Too bad. That's how we're doing it." So from 2012 and 2013, he was a scout for the New York Jets.
That's funny. I don't want to
Then
be
in
a scout.
2014, then head coach for the Cleveland Browns, Mike Pettine, I believe that's how you name Mike Pettin. I don't know. He called Bill Parcells. He goes, "Hey, is Aaron ready to coach yet?" And Parcells said yes. And they gave him a job as the assistant defensive backs coach in Cleveland from 2014 to 2015, at which point Sean Payton in the year 2016 said, "Come be my defensive back." No assistant, defensive backs coach. 2016, Aaron Glenn arrives in New Orleans. So does Dan Campbell. And Aaron Glenn put up results. 2015, the Saints were they allowed one of the worst opposing passer ratings in the league at 116.2. It was one of the worst in the league. As soon as Aaron Glenn got there, the opposing passer rating had been on since he got there. So 2016 to 2020, their opposing passer rating has been under 93 out of the 4 years. In 2020, it was 83.3, which was the fourth best in the league. I mean,
Oh, okay. That's
they
why
also led the league in interceptions with 18.
That's very good. He
He's
climbed the
turning
ranks
the
real
ball over.
fast.
Yeah. The team last year also was fifth in defense. And in 2009, his defensive backs specifically registered 9 interceptions, 3 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, and 7 fumble recoveries. They get after that ball.
Wow.
He's credited with the development of safeties Von Bell and Marcus Williams, also for a young cornerback by the name of Marshawn Lattimore, who was the youngest Saint to ever make the Pro Bowl at 21 and was also the franchise's first AP Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Wow. Okay. Okuda.
Can't get that Rookie of the Year anymore, but I mean, we've got a lot of young. We got Tracy Walker, who showed potential. We've got Amani Aruarie. We've got Jeff Okuda. We got Will Harris, who maybe they can save him. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? But we do have a young secondary, and I mean, and this guy's coming in with an Ed Block Courage Award.
And that doesn't get enough credit. He's a leader of men, and it's voted on by his peers. Okay. Not only that, when he's coaching the defensive backs, he runs the routes as the receivers. He goes against his corners. He just wants to show them. He's like, I still got that 4.4 speed. And he just runs against them. He's the man.
That's cool. So, I mean, our coaches are going to be pretty much playing with our guys.
Exactly. They got that mentality. Fire up the stogies, baby.
That's good. Which coach is going to put the boot on and ride around in the back of a cart?
What?
Patricia, the boot. Patricia had his boot on. We're gonna lose our boot guy.
You know what they should do first day of off season is they should take that 4-wheeler and just beat the hell out of it like it's Office Space and the 4-wheeler's the printer.
To the Office Space printer scene.
It should be noted too that though Aaron Glenn is the defensive backs coach, he has called plays because Dennis Allen, the New Orleans defensive coordinator, was Aaron Glenn's college teammate at Texas A&M, and from time to time would give Aaron Glenn play calling responsibilities.
Oh, so he's being groomed a little bit too.
Groomed. I mean, especially grooming. Here's how you know he's been groomed. It should be noted that since 2016, Aaron Glenn has interviewed with the Jets, the Giants, and the Titans for their head coaching position, and was in consideration for the defensive coordinator position for the Bears, the Jags, the Bengals, and the Falcons over the years. I mean, this guy is heralded. A number of times the Saints blocked him. He didn't end up getting those head coaching jobs, but this guy is good.
I think the Bears wanted him too.
They did.
And they didn't get him.
He came to play with the Danimal.
That is, Motor City Dan Campbell. Yeah.
You know what's more scary than a bear or a lion? The Danimal.
The Danimal.
And again, he's a guy that is a former player. He says that's been an asset for him because he feels if he gives the players the respect he got as a player, he knows he's going to get the respect he gave his coaches.
Right. And I like that he runs with him.
That's very cool.
That's cool. I think that's very neat.
Now listen to what kind of a teacher he is. We're talking about Malcolm Jenkins here. Okay, safety for the Saints. He played for the Philadelphia Eagles as well. Won a couple Super Bowls. Malcolm Jenkins said, "I like to think I know a lot about the game, but Aaron finds ways to improve my games, teaches me areas I can work on, and teaches me new things, which is rare." He's a teacher.
That's cool. So
When
we
you
got
got
we got a,
young
we got a therapist on one side, we got a teacher on the other.
Dr. Tony and Mr. Aaron.
Yes. All right. I want you guys back here with the homework and then go talk about your feelings.
Fiery coach, though. He's the type of guy that tells you you have a good practice, he lets you know about it. You have a bad practice, he lets you know about it. He says that, like Parnell's, he will light a player up, and then later on in the day, he'll put his arm around them and calmly explain why he was upset.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Let things calm down, and they let you know.
Yeah, he's just straight with his players. When Von Bell earned the starting role over Kurt Coleman midseason for New Orleans, Glenn didn't sugarcoat it. He just flat out told him, "Hey, Von Bell is going to help the team more than you are right now. We're going to start him." He doesn't shy away from confrontation because he respects his players enough to be real with them.
That's cool.
Gotta like that, right?
Yeah, you gotta like that. You gotta like being real.
He also coached Jeff Okuda's 7-on-7 team in high school, so there's a connection there.
Oh yeah, Okuda's very excited.
I am. I don't know who's more excited, me or Jeff. And not you.
Hey, I'm pretty excited.
Here's his philosophy. Until he gets the players he wants, because Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn brought in so many big, slow guys, he's going to have to work with what he has. He may end up having to go with the Patricia 3-3-5, but he's going to switch the penetration, it seems like. He's going to switch the attacking of the quarterback. He's not going to be so interested in setting the edges and outside containment. He's going to try and penetrate the gaps and get pressure on that quarterback.
That's what I wanted to see.
So it can help because Matt Patricia ran one safety over the top and then one safety down in the box, kind of like a hybrid linebacker to help with the run. Aaron Glenn is going to run two deep safeties so they can basically stop the big plays that we were torched by all year. The two deep look that he's going to do is going to make us susceptible to under crosses, but it is going to limit the amount of big plays that we're going to be.
Limiting the big plays would be nice. Yeah, our linebackers are probably going to get torched again.
Yeah, unless we pick up, Jamie Collins can play. Yeah, and if we get a Micah Parsons, he's fast as hell. He's got to work on his coverage, it seems, but I mean, I would like that very much. And one thing I also really, really like about Glenn is a lot of his playing career, he played in the 3-4, so he's very familiar with it. But his coaching career, he's always coached the 4-3. So he can, if anyone's suited to make a hybrid defense, it's him.
Yeah, he played, he knows both of them. And we are what are we, a 2-5-5 or something?
3-3-5.
3-3-5?
Yeah.
2-5-5.
Yeah.
How come no one ever does that?
Because you're missing a player. We did it a few times this year.
yeah, we're doing the 2-5-5.
So these are just fun little nuggets about Aaron Glenn and Bill Parcells' relationship. So when Bill Parcells was coaching him at the New York Jets,
when he was being groomed,
when he's being groomed, but this is when he was still a high-level player.
Grooming, to be honest.
Parcells reminded Aaron Glenn of when Parcells was coaching in New England and Terry Glenn beat Aaron Glenn. He goes, "Oh, do you remember, Aaron, when you were crying like a little baby on our sideline?" He would just ridicule him, and Aaron Glenn loved it. Every time they would get into, they would go over who they're going to be playing this week, he'd say, "You know what, Glenn, Aaron, I got to give you some safety help over the top. I don't know if you can handle it." And Aaron Glenn hated it. And Bill Parcells would be like, "Well, show me you don't need the help in practice." And every week he would. And then every week Aaron Glenn would go and ball out. And he's done the same thing with Marshawn Lattimore. He goes, "I think you might need some help over the top on this guy." And Marshawn Lattimore's like, "Hell no, I don't." He's like, "Show me in practice." And Marshawn Lattimore went and balled out. So he learned a lot from Bill Parcells. My favorite thing about Bill Parcells, though, is when Bill Parcells got to the New York Jets, he put a dollhouse in Aaron Glenn's locker, and every week he would put a receiver in the dollhouse, like the name of the receiver in the dollhouse. And if Aaron Glenn locked him down, they would go in and they would cross that name right off the list. But if the receiver had a big game, Bill Parcells would take a little doll and put it in his dollhouse and make him keep it there all year and just say things like, "Hey, Aaron, how many of these little babies you gonna let live in your house?"
what a wild
The big tuna, baby.
things to that.
And I will say this too. Bill Parcells still calls Aaron Glenn after the games to tell him what he did wrong and what he did right. They are still very, very close. And that is not the only person that Aaron Glenn regularly talks to regarding football and the coaching of it. His normal phone calls are to people like Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll, and Romeo Crennel. Those are his boys.
He talks to those guys all the time?
He just calls them up. He goes to see them in the offseason. They talk football. He's just trying to learn. He's not going to be a coordinator for us for too long.
Hopefully. I mean, that means we're doing great then. That means we got
it means we're winning.
Top 10 defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he gets poached, it's a success.
Well, what's worries me is
brings in another guy.
Well, that's the thing. We need to groom coaches now too, because we've got a couple guys that are heralded as great coordinators.
Yeah, and so we need to hopefully let them teach whoever's below them, and then we can start promoting from within for a change.
So, Aaron Glenn, 5-star skill. How many kneecaps is this guy willing to bite off? How many kneecaps is Aaron Glenn willing to bite off?
Out of 5 kneecaps, let's see. Out of 5 kneecaps, I'm going to give this guy. We give this guy a 4.5 kneecaps.
4.5 kneecaps. Okay. And you're going to give Anthony Lynn 3.7 kneecaps.
You have 3.75 kneecaps.
You're going to give the guy that said kneecaps, Dan Campbell, you're going to give him 3 kneecaps.
I gave him 3 kneecaps.
You gave him 3 kneecaps. And
Brad
Holmes
head coach
gets
is a bigger role.
And Brad Holmes gets 4 kneecaps.
Yeah, he gets 4 kneecaps.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's the big news in like I said, we hired an assistant GM, Ray Agnew, to help Brad Holmes. He ran the pro personnel. Brad Holmes ran the college scouting.
He did the pro personnel of the Rams, right?
The Rams, yeah. And Ray Agnew did the director of pro personnel for the Rams. So that's
we got their entire.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then John Dorsey, who is as long as he is not in charge.
Yeah.
What a great evaluator of talent. He's hit on a lot of draft picks.
Yeah, we got 3 great evaluators up there.
Yeah. Let's hope it continues.
Yeah, and no one's got a single baseball bat or a tennis racket or a hockey stick.
Sheila's got a tennis racket. You know that.
Yeah, she's got a tennis racket. Yeah, okay. But the other guys are football.
Yeah. Yep, that's right. And then let's hope it works out, because we do have to evaluate quite a bit of talent, namely at this point. Now we have some holes on offense and defense. Brad Holmes can say it's a retool all he wants, but this is going to be a rebuild.
Yeah, it's a full rebuild. But this is going to be one hell of an off season.
I'm excited. I can't wait for the draft. I can't wait for free agency. I can't wait to see who we cut. I can't wait to see who we. I'm tickled.
Trades. We got trades coming.
Gunslingers, baby.
We got a big Stafford trade. We might possibly have a Kenny Galladay trade. What if we do a duel, a pair? We would do a Galladay and a Stafford, pair them up, send them to the Colts. Who knows?
Oh gosh, I mean, do they even have enough to give us?
They'd have to give us quite a bit to get that duo, but duo
I don't
would immediately put them in Super Bowl contention.
Well, there are the potential people that are out there trying to trade for Stafford are Indianapolis. They have the 21st pick. San Francisco has the 12th pick. Denver has the 9th pick. Carolina has the 8th pick. New England has the 15th pick.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I don't want him to go to New England.
I don't either.
I don't think he does either. I don't think he wants to see Patricia again.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't if I was him.
No.
I'm hoping for the Colts, but we'll see. They may go after Wentz because of Reich.
I mean, I get it.
That was his guy. We'll see.
I would like to. Obviously, for selfish reasons, I would hope that he goes to either Carolina and we get the 8th pick, or Denver and the 9th pick. And realistically, the Jamal Adams trade last year, sending him from the Jets to the Seahawks, granted he's younger, but he is a safety. So, I mean, the positional value, I mean, when you take the age and the positional value, it evens out, I think, with Stafford and Jamal Adams. He got, I think it was 2 firsts and a 4th.
Ooh, yeah.
We
That'd be
sent
solid.
New York sent Jamal Adams and a 4th to
And a
Seattle,
4th.
and Seattle sent 2 firsts, a 3rd, and a player.
That's yeah. Oh, and there's a lot. Ooh, there's going to be some bidding wars for Stafford. I'm coming around to the trade. It's it's making sense, and
Everybody's saying that now that it's
I
out there
know
in the open. Everybody's like, I get
the
it.
Band-Aid's been ripped off, and you're like, okay, the wound can heal. I can see. Did it feel like I lost a girlfriend? Yes.
You do have a sweatshirt on right now. Like, it looks like you've been wearing it since you heard Stafford want to be traded, and you went through some Haagen-Dazs.
Oh, baby.
That's a breakup sweatshirt if I've ever seen one.
He was my first jersey purchase.
Was he really?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Do you want to go out and get Dan Campbell jerseys from back in the day? We'll both wear 89.
Some Danimal jerseys, the 90s Black Lions jersey.
Mm-hmm. Straight Metallica, baby.
Honestly, I want to get I think I want to get a gray Okuda if he turns out to be sweet.
I hope he changes his number because I think 30 is trash.
Yeah, either I don't care. I kind of want his name because I'm a Jeff, he's a Jeff. Jeff stick together.
That it doesn't say Jeff on the back. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I'll know.
You'll know.
I was like, who's Okuda? I was like, just call me Jeff.
Well, buddy, this is the last one until there's some other big news out of the Lions. So we're going to be on a little bit of a hiatus until there's something to report, at which point we're going to fire back up and dive back in and have some LOLs with and against the Lions.
That's right. And honestly, I think we'll be back sooner than you think.
Oh man, it's good. They're going to be real active. We could have a trade finalized within the coming weeks. It can't be official until the 17th, but we can talk about it.
Sure. We got news coming. This is going to be quite an offseason. Best offseason yet.
I hope Stafford gets traded to a team where we have a friend that really loves that team, so we can just blow smoke up their butt regarding Matthew Stafford. Have him on, do another guest episode, and just really chat. Baby. Yeah.
All
right, pal. Well, I will chat with you sooner than later.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye too.